Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Temi, and on this channel I share content along the lines of personal development and self-improvement content. Thank you so much for joining me again. And guys, honestly, I have to apologize because I know it's been like a few weeks. I think it's been about 3 weeks since I posted the last video on this channel, and I've just been, to be honest, I've been a bit more social, which has been really nice, and been working behind the scenes and just enjoying life socially, which has been quite nice recently. How are you guys all doing? I hope you're doing well. In this video, we're going to be continuing with the business series. So if you are interested in finding out what sort of business to start up, if you're somebody who is new to the business arena, or you know, you're like me, you've kind of dabbled in a few things and you're wanting to kind of explore other avenues or other kind of ways of building your business or your empire, then don't forget to like and subscribe and share this channel with other people. Grab a cup of tea. Don't watch how my tea looks. I know my tea looks really cloudy, but it's just because I've got some collagen in there. So grab a cup of tea or a coffee and let's get straight into this fire video. Let's say you are, I don't know, maybe you're a mum and you want to have more time to spend with your children, or maybe you're a husband and rather than going out working, you know, really long hours every single day, you want to be able to have some of that time back to spend with your wife or your children. Or maybe you're a young person and you're really figuring out what you want to do with your life and you're not completely sure. This video is for anybody who is thinking about just essentially pivoting into something else, or maybe not going fully into it, but at least exploring avenues and knowing that there are options and other alternatives to building, you know, business and building money and basically just having that flexibility in your life. So without further ado, I want to talk in this video about considering a lifestyle business or considering creating a startup. Now, you might be thinking, what's the difference? Like, what's the big deal between a startup or a lifestyle business? And this is something that I have personally gone through myself. So I'm going to talk a little bit about myself and just a little bit about my own background. When I was early 20s, I created my first ever startup business, right? So I created a company called I'm a Sony. If there are people who are following me, you might know, I'm not too sure because I didn't do much content about that business on my YouTube, but I created a brand called I'm a Sony, which was essentially a cosmetics business or brand. It did pretty well, actually. I had international orders, international sales. I built a large Italian audience, and I really built the business up to the point where I was having a lot of sales from across the world, whether that was the US, Italy, the UK, Bulgaria. I had my first wholesale order from Jordan, actually, which was very interesting experience, because obviously being born and bred in the UK, I felt that actually it was going to be a UK brand, but actually I had a lot of international sales and customers and fans in my early 20s, which was amazing. And I thought, okay, this brand, I'm going to be super ambitious. I'm going to build it to, you know, to the biggest point that I can ever build it. And probably if I continued building it, it probably would have grown even bigger than it was. It was kind of like that traditional indie brand. Remember back in the day, everybody had an indie cosmetics brand on Instagram. And yeah, I started off with makeup brushes, and then we went into liquid lipsticks, eyelashes, eyeshadow palettes, and it did really well. Now, I have thought about bringing that business back, so it is something that I can always start up again. I might potentially look to bring it back into a completely different country or a different market. I'm still kind of exploring those avenues as to whether I want to bring that business back. I have actually been asked about the cosmetics brand, and people have actually asked me like, do you still sell? I would love to buy some lipsticks. So it's not something that I've completely written off, right? But that idea of what I was doing there is what we call like a startup business or a startup brand. It's literally building something from nothing, literally finding products, building a brand, building a logo, getting fans, getting people who are interested in this business, and essentially building it from scratch and getting international sales and recognition, and also building up a large emailing list. That is essentially what a startup business is. It is literally pouring yourself into the business and working tirelessly and long hours, building up websites, building, shipping. There was so much that I was doing. Again, I was in my early 20s, so I had the time. And so I wanted to explore like the difference between the two, like building a startup and then having a lifestyle business. At the moment, I grew up, and I don't really explore with makeup that much. Like, I still wear makeup, but I don't really, I kind of wear the same sort of makeup. So obviously in my early 20s, I, would wear different lipsticks, I was playing around with makeup a lot more, and everything that I was bringing to my brand, I would wear myself. And I think I got to a point in my life where I just grew up and I grew out of makeup. And for those of you who don't know, I'm actually a qualified occupational therapist offline. And so I did a lot of meaningful work one-to-one with people throughout the pandemic. And essentially I fell into coaching, and that is essentially how I started coaching and really becoming passionate about helping people to achieve their dreams and break down mental barriers and go after what it is that they want to go after. And essentially now I have a lifestyle business. So before I had like a startup business, it was very all in. There was a lot of work that I was doing. If it's shipping, then it's promoting, then it was advertisement, then it was marketing. There was a lot of work that was going into it. And now essentially what I have is like a lifestyle business where I don't necessarily have to work on it all the time. It gives me the flexibility to do other things, but I'm making money that gives me the lifestyle that I kind of like, in the sense that I'm not always having to work on the business, if that makes sense. And so that's essentially the difference between the two. A startup business is a business that requires you to essentially be in the business almost 24/7. There's a lot of work that goes in. You're going to have to build systems, you're going to have to build email lists, you're going to have to do marketing. And if you are somebody who's new and you don't necessarily have a team yet, there is a lot, guys. There is a lot of work that you're going to have to do. And so it's about weighing up the options before you start a business. What do you want the business to give you? Do you want the business to give you flexibility? Like, let's say you're a new mom and you just want flexibility. You want the ability to go on holiday, or the ability to still earn money whilst you're on maternity leave, or whilst you are, looking after your children. Or let's say you're a young person and you don't necessarily really know what you want to do, and you want to kind of dabble into other things. Maybe a lifestyle business might be helpful for you. Maybe you just want to travel the world and you want to explore different cultures, and you want to be able to take your work or your life or your lifestyle business with you. Then a lifestyle business sounds like it would fit, what you're looking for, right? Whereas a startup business is something that requires you to kind of put your lifestyle on hold, in the sense that you have to be there for the business. It's not about, whether you want to work out. It's not about whether you have the time to go to the gym. It's not about whether you want to go on holiday. You have to focus on the business. So the business essentially becomes your life, and you essentially become boxed in. And I think that's where a lot of people struggle, because I think in this day and age, we are we're valuing our lifestyle a lot more than just making money. We're valuing our lifestyle and the way that we live and our general health and well-being a lot more than just, you know, having a business and working and working and working and making a lot of money. And I think it's about, what do you value the most? And also, one thing to remember is that startup businesses, unless you're very, very lucky, a lot of startup businesses require so much time and they don't become necessarily that profitable until like several years later. Whereas with a lifestyle business, because you're not doing it all the time, depending on how you set things up, it can actually give you the flexibility for it to be actually quite profitable. And you're also working on your own health and well-being. So when you're pouring out value into your customers or your clients, if you have a service-based lifestyle business, you are essentially giving more value, right? If you're burning out in a startup company, I feel like it's a lot easier to burn out when you have a startup business. Trust me, I've been there. I wouldn't say I necessarily burnt out, but I did feel very, very like, I grew out of it. I grew out of what I was providing. And I do feel bad because I have a lot of people that are still like, you know, they want to work with my cosmetics brand, they want to be able to purchase. And so I'm now looking at other ways of potentially how to bring that business back, but in a way that suits the lifestyle that I want to create. So whether that means hiring people, whether it means bringing it to a different country, where it would function or run a bit differently, I don't really know what I'm going to do yet. I'm exploring different avenues, but essentially when you're starting a business, it's really, 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 guys, important to consider, what do you want that business to provide for you? How do you want to live? Right? And then you build the business from there. You decide whether you want a lifestyle business or actually whether you want to build the biggest conglomerate, the biggest business ever, which would essentially be a startup. And yeah, some people are just super, super passionate about business, whereby they are all in and they're ready to sacrifice everything and they're ready to go hard for it for several years and build it up to a point where they've got like 10, 20, 30, 40 employees. That's brilliant. So it's just about determining, do you want more of a lifestyle business or do you want more of a startup business? And so this is something that I wanted to bring to the business series, because when I was initially starting my startup company or business, I didn't have this kind of awareness back then. I didn't have this mentality back then, and it's not something that I was kind of mindful of, right? It's just, you know, you have access to an Instagram account and it just makes sense to create an indie cosmetic brand, right? But no, I think now that I'm a lot older and I suppose I'm a lot wiser as well, I think it's important to be able to determine, okay, what is it that you want the business to create for you, and go from there. So guys, this was just a short, sweet video just talking about the difference between a lifestyle business and a startup business. I hope it's been of value to you. If you ever want a bit more help or a bit more kind of coaching or guidance, I actually offer my services. You can check the link down below, sign up to my mailing list. I would love to have you on board. I will be providing exclusive content for this year, and also building a community of like-minded people and women that are interested in leveling up, building businesses, and literally just achieving their dreams. Does that not sound like a good idea? So guys, without further ado, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this content. I will be coming back with more content on this channel, and until then, I will see you later. Bye.